What is going on, everybody? This is Trudger MC, and yes, we are back at it again with the NECA figure reviews. Though this time we're not looking at a horror one, at least I wouldn't really consider it to be horror. We are looking at the Munsters, Ultimate Grandpa Munster, from the TV show, not the Count from the Rob Zombie movie. This is the new release of the classic TV show one. So here he is with Mr. Jason, and you can see that he's a little bit shorter, which would make sense. So there he is, and then here he is with Marvel Select Spider-Man, because why not? He's a little bit taller than him, but that's alright. Then as far as how tall he actually is, let's find out together. So he is, let's say he's just over 7¼ inches, give or take. And that would translate to, let's say, about 18½ centimeters. So here he is. And I gotta say, just like NECA always does, this figure looks incredible. No complaints with the look of him. I am a big fan of the classic Munsters show. And Grandpa's one of my favorite characters, and so I would be a little bit more critical toward it, but come on, man, this is so accurate. I really like the pale blue skin color, and then I like the kind of like the gray tufts of hair on the sides, and then the nice smooth slicked black hair on the top there. That looks accurate. I even like how they have kind of like a line of like parting where the hair kind of like meets each other, like what we have with the actual design of the character. So there's that. I like the eyebrows there, how they're big, bushy, and also pointed. Speaking of pointed, he's got kind of a pointed nose and then a chin kind of sticking out. And then, in case you're wondering about this cape here, yes, it is removable. Might as well talk about that right now. It looks really good. It's a nice soft goods material, and normally I don't like soft goods, but I like this one. And then I like the red inside, how it's kind of like a rougher texture, and then it's like smoother, almost leather type on the outside there. And there is a peg right there. You can probably see it, that black peg there. On the, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but in person you can see it. There's a hole right here, right where the suit collar meets the shirt. And so what you can do is you can just plug that into there, and then that will give him the look of having the cape on. So you can have that, or you can take it off. So it is really up to you. But yeah, that is worth talking about. And without that on, you can see better details of like the shirt collar and how it's kind of folded out a little bit. He's got a medallion there with a little gold symbol on there. Then he's got kind of like a waistcoat, or whatever you would call this. He's kind of dressed similarly to the Penguin from Batman, which I think is cool. I like the buttons on the sides there. And then you got like these nice, like smooth sleeves with like a little bit of wrinkles on there. Now on the back, he looks really good. From the back, he looks a lot like the Colin Farrell Penguin. So there's that. I do like the how the wrinkles kind of go all the way down here. And there's no detail on the inside of these. It's just kind of the same black color, but honestly, that's totally fine. The gloves look good. They look like actual gloves that like someone would wear, so I think that looks good. And with the pants there, they look nice and smooth and all of that, and no real complaints there. And then with the shoes, you got these like, you know, nice dress shoes and all of that, and they look good. They're nice and pointed and looks accurate. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to say because it's a simple design, but it looks really good. And as far as articulation goes, he can look up only a little bit. You can look down pretty decent amount. He can rotate, swivel, pivot, all of that. For the arms, they can go out comfortably about that far, which I think is okay given how he, you know, like you might have him with a cape on that would kind of hinder that anyway. It does kind of get in the way, in case you're wondering, because it kind of has these like folds in there that are kind of they're kind of easy to mess up. So yeah, do be aware that with the cape on, in terms of like the cape still looking good, he can really only have his arms go forward like this. He doesn't have a bicep joint. He does have a single jointed elbow, which is pretty good range. And in terms of a NECA single jointed elbow, it looks pretty good. You do get a swivel there. Then for the wrists, you do get a swivel and then a bit of a hinge there. So there you go. There's that. For the torso, if you use the joint there, he can't really go back or forward all that much just because of how thick all of this is. But this guy isn't known for being super acrobatic, so I think that that's totally fine. For the legs, they can go out, I would say, about that far comfortably. Then he can go forward about that far. He can go back just a little bit, but again, I think that's okay. And then you do get a thigh swivel, a really good thigh swivel at that. So again, if that's the only thing you care about, this is a pretty good figure. For the knee joint, it's tight, but it is a single joint, and you get about 90 degrees. So that's pretty good. You do get a rotation there. And then, of course, the ankles, they can go back a little bit. You can go forward a little bit. You can pivot and all of that. But that is about it. So pretty simple stuff. But again, I think it's reasonable given the character. He's not known for moving around a whole lot. And then as far as accessories go, he does have two alternate heads. So he does have this one where he's got kind of like, you know, like he's looking straight ahead. I don't know if you noticed, but he's got kind of a side eye going on with this one. That's why I kind of have him posed like this. Also, he's like, are you sure about that? You know? So there's that. And then he does have a head where he's looking straight on. And he's got kind of like this type face. So I like that. I think that that looks really good. Then he does also, with this, you know, being a comedy and lighthearted and all of that, he does have a laughing face. And I think that this one looks really good. This is probably the best head sculpt out of all of them. It's just not my personal favorite. But I do like how they have the tongue in there and all of that. And yeah, it looks really good. Like, all of these look really good. And then he does also have some alternate hands. So he does have two kind of relaxed hands that come on him in the package. And then he does also have a couple of fist hands, which they look good. Not really any complaints there. Then he does also have two accessory holding hands. You get a little bit more of a wider grip with the left hand than you do with the right, but they're still similar enough to where like you could really have him hold just about anything. He does also have this extra left hand, which is a little bit more open. And you might be wondering, well, what's that for? I think that might be for this cigar that he has here. And yeah, there aren't many companies that give their figures like tobacco products and all that, but I think it's cool they gave him a cigar. So you could just have him like holding on to it, I guess like that, and then, you know, he could have it like so. I'm pretty sure that's what that's for anyway, but regardless, he does have that, which I think is cool. Then he does have some other accessories as well, including a shovel. So if you wanted to recreate the thing of like him trying to go through the front door holding the shovel like this, and he can't, and he messes up, and then he has to go like that, you know, he could. The shovel itself looks really good. It's got kind of like this rusted, weathered look to it, and then you got this handle that looks like it's made out of like this old wood, and then you got kind of like this metal handle on the top there. So yeah, it looks pretty good, but it's a shovel, you know. kind of be hard to mess up a shovel. And then he does also have some potions. He's got, this looks like a lesser healing potion from Terraria. Yeah, so you got kind of like this, it's a nice little beaker, you know, thing with red liquid in there. So he does have that, which I think is pretty cool. He does also have this, which, you know, this kind of like bluish green liquid in there, and then it's got kind of like a rounder look. I'm not sure exactly what this is from, but it looks good. And then he does also have a love potion, which I do like the episode with the love potion where Herman and Lily get those people like obsessed with them. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, the love potion label looks good. I like the blue liquid on the inside, and yeah, it's pretty simple. And the last thing that he comes with is this little stand, which of course can be used for holding one of these. So it's just kind of, it doesn't really, he doesn't come with a table or anything, but you could just have him like standing up like this and have something on top of it like that. And then, yeah, so you kind of get the idea. And I guess the last thing to talk about before we talk about the box itself is that the cape comes in one of these. So the cape came in this, kind of like separate behind the plastic there. So yeah, in case you're wondering how the cape came in, it came in like that. So here's that, and then we'll talk about the box here. I do like the green logo there. Then you got nice little shot of, well, I don't think this is an actual shot of Al Lewis, but it looks really accurate. So it says the name on there. It's got a picture of the figure. Then on the back, it's got some other like shots of him, and then it has, it has all of the information there with that. You got another shot of him on the bottom. There isn't really much though. If that helps anyone, you can look at that. There you go. Shout outs to all of those people. And then on the inside, we've got another shot of him. And then here we have a nice little shot of the Munsters house staircase. So it's got a nice look at the staircase. It is kind of hard to see, but it does look cool. You could imagine like this opening up and spot coming out of it. So there we go. So there is that. And I gotta say, like, I really like this figure. But of course I do. This is NECA we're talking about. I think NECA always makes really impressive stuff. And I have to say, don't worry. I do have the Herman, and I will be reviewing him next, so stay tuned for that. But I want them to make more classic Munsters figures. Like, have a Marilyn, have a Lily, have an Eddie. I think that would be really cool. Will they do that? I don't know. Do they want to do that? I'm not sure. But, I'm just saying that would be cool. But, yeah, so that about covers this one. So if you enjoyed this review, you like this figure, you like Grandpa and all of that, be sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think they should make more of the classic Munsters figures, or just having Herman and Grandpa is good enough? I don't know. But if you want to see more content like this, you can definitely subscribe. Check out my other NECA stuff. It's all horror-based, except for a couple Gargoyles figures. But if you all want me to continue the Gargoyle stuff, I definitely can. But yeah, that about covers this one. So I do hope you enjoyed. I do hope that I'll see you all later. Goodbye.